Yo, what is going on? Happy Monday. Monday is without a doubt my favorite day of the week. You know why? Because I get 5 days with everybody out here. 5 days with Chuck. 5 days with Carl. Oh, I can't say your government name. I'm sorry. I'm over here saying your government name in these streets. Yo, everybody, we got the funk in the building, ladies and gentlemen. You know it's going to be a good
crossing the streams.
He's not Summer Punch, but you know, I guess he'll do.
I got my hair up, clipped up.
You gotta get your hair up. You gotta get your hair up. You gotta get your hair.
So we just gotta work on your hair game, and then you'll be straight. Hello, nerds, and welcome to Geekbeast, part of the Geekish Network. This is your daily rundown of geek news from geeks like me, like you, like the funk, like Chuck, like that voice in the sky, Rodney in the background. Yo, what's up, man? Welcome to this geek world. And if you're new to this show, we cover the geek news beat and sharing our opinions with you. I am your host, Syntell. And over here to the right of me is the great Black Lion himself. Chuck, what's going on, Chuck?
What's up, everyone? What's up? What's up, everyone?
Yo, in case you don't know,
tattooed on me now.
Hey, man, I was about to say, man, in case you don't know, we call him the Black Lion. Because we are fans of Voltron, and if you know anything about Voltron, none of the lions come together without the work of the Black Lion. And we have our tech toy geek extraordinaire, the Funk, with us. This dude right here is like Jarvis in our ear to our Iron Man. Whenever anything we come up with is wrong, or maybe could be said better, or he's just got all the info. Yo, my man is like Kit from Knight Rider, man. Yo, my man, the Funk, say what's up, man.
That's right, Mr. Feeney right here.
Have y'all been, man? Too.
I like that.
Happy New Week, y'all.
Everybody's weekend was good.
New week.
Okay, it's all right. I got a lot of sleeping in.
Yo, that's a good
jungle juice right now. I got some jungle juice.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, see, you normally have my carrot juice, but today it's just good old fashioned agua, which my kids.
I got jungle juice. It's nice.
I've got the corporate one. No
nutritional value in it. That's right. Cover the label. They need to sponsor us.
That's right, man. Well, I mean, let's go ahead and get started. Let's get started, because I know we were talking about an oldie but goodie. You know, good old fashioned water. Another oldie but goodie is J.J. Abrams. From time to time, he's starting to come into that space where he's starting to be like an old school kind of director. But what's even more old school is the next project he's working on. He's working on a project with Valve to create a Portal movie. Y'all heard anything about this so far?
I heard it when it ended up in the rundown. I just want to know how he's going to pull it off. I mean, the main protagonist doesn't speak. The antagonist speaks, but the protagonist doesn't speak. and the Funk brought something up later on. What would you bring up for the second one? Who else?
Second, we got J.K. Simmons as another voice there, but you know he's not like alive. It's just like voices left on recording. So I don't know if you bring in a third character, if he'll come into play very much there.
Yeah, it's a bunch of robots standing in rooms shooting at you when you pop up in a room. But it's gonna be interesting how they're gonna do this.
So what would you rather have? The voice of J.K. Simmons being the voice of Gladys, or the original voice of Gladys?
Oh, the original voice of Gladys.
Yeah, the original voice.
Original voice of Gladys.
I mean, this is Hollywood, so you can't.
J.K. Simmons can be on some tapes.
So here's the thing, like, is J.K. like, if you are left with just those two characters, your headlining character or name on the poster is probably J.K. Simmons, because what is it, Eleanor? I don't remember the rest of her name, but the opera singer who voiced Gladys, she's not a big name. She was there. She was the voice for Pacific Rim, but then you know that's not a name you can put on a poster to sell people on it.
I agree.
Yeah,
I agree.
Yeah, well, but it depends on who you have played the protagonist.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I can win.
Who would you have be a silent character? What's a big name face who you'd be fine just looking at?
Scarlett Johansson.
What if don't have Scarlett play another Asian character? What is she? She is ambiguously brown.
That's the reason I said it. That's the reason I said it.
And that's another thing. Anyone else? Did anyone else know her name? The name of the character?
No.
The name of the I don't know. I'm gonna look it up.
That's right. They sell action figures. I said it.
Really? I wasn't paying attention. Oh my God, that's what I get for being.
Don't worry about it. See, that's the thing, right? Like in the lore, only the hardest core of the nerds know the name Chell.
That's right. That's right. Y'all know what's so funny? I know the woman that played Chell for all the motion capture and all the and she's half Asian. And they should probably let her do it because she's good to look at too.
You can keep the budget down.
What's up?
You can keep the budget down. Like if this is a risk.
Yeah.
Yes. But she's gorgeous to look at.
Where's the next question? Do people care about Portal? I mean, 10 years ago, people
I feel like it's time it's passed. It's got to be one of those direct-to-video movies, like Amazon or Netflix, pick it up directly. I don't know that you put this out in theaters.
Direct-to-video is called streaming, you guys.
Hey, I'm an old
guy. It's the new B movie, man.
That's what it's called. Just let y'all know.
And let's also take into account that, up until Rick and Morty, we never really paid attention to portal guns. And now, seems like it's kind of old hat now.
I feel like a lot of the appeal of Portal is feeling clever, right? Feeling stupid and then feeling clever. Yep. How does that translate to a story? Are we going to follow the Rat Man behind the walls? Is this actually his story rather than Chell's?
Well, that'd be interesting. Maybe it's before Gladys took over. It's a story before Gladys took over the lab.
Right. Then you can bring in JK, put his face there, have him actually be in the movie.
Mm-hmm. And have a real
I can tell you one thing movie that you can absolutely count on, and that is there being a lot of lens flares because this is a J.J. Abrams movie. And a mystery box somewhere. There's going to be a mystery box and some.
There's a whole lot of shiny surfaces. There's a whole lot of boxes, friendly boxes. You bring them along with you as companions.
They are companion cubes. That's right.
I'll tell you somebody who's not a companion, and that is Florida being a companion with social media. Facebook, Twitter, and Google could get fined for banning candidates under a new Florida law. The law comes after Facebook, Twitter, and Google-owned YouTube took the unprecedented steps of booting the then President Donald Trump from the platforms out of concerns for his remarks that incited more violence after the deadly riot in Capitol Hill in January. Criticizing the company's censor conservative speech increased after Donald Trump was barred from the services. The companies have long denied they are targeting conservatives. How are we feeling about this?
Man, let me tell you something. Conservatives always talk about government being all up in business. And then when it doesn't go their way, they put government up in business. They can't abide by the rules they set. I would never trust any conservative to be a game designer. Never. They'll break all their own rules.
What's up, Funk? You got any quick thoughts on this?
I mirror exactly that. It's like they want to have it one way and then have it the other way. Like this is the party of deregulation, but then let's regulate it and have it our way.
Thank you.
I guess Trump's social media platform isn't taking off, his WordPress blog. So gotta be on the big boys platforms. Mm-hmm. And honestly though, like if there's a lot of this argument is saying that a lot of Silicon Valley leans very liberal, and I've got to debate that. And I say a lot of them are very libertarian and conservative, especially people who are running these companies.
Yeah, I agree with that. I can agree with that.
Very libertarian, very conservative. Let them run their companies where they want to run their companies. And it'd be funny if Facebook says, you know what, we're just not going to serve Florida anymore. We'll just sacrifice all of Florida.
I don't know if that's a good business play there. Their audience is all of the grandpas and parents, right? And there's a lot of those in Florida.
I just don't understand how they make up all these rules about we want business to have free reign. Then they make all this regulation against business. How can you be the party of deregulation and criminalism, and then you're not allowing the companies to criminalize you or deregulate against you?
You know exactly what's going on.
I know what's going on.
You look at these fines; they're calling them to be like, what is this? $500,000 or $250,000 per day if the company removes an account. Of a person who has a statewide office, and then $25,000 a day if that person is running for a local Florida office. They got two different tiers: one for someone who's in office, and one for people who are running for office.
Who are they? All this regulation, you can't stop people. So you're telling me if I ran and I talked about pedophilia, they're okay with that. They're totally okay with that.
That's their
There's no
platform
gray
to be pedophiles.
Oh my God. Oh my God. That just sounds so asinine and
You want to
crazy
talk
to
about,
me.
look,
you know,
Florida government news, Matthew Gates, and then former, what was he, tax collector? Forgot what his name was, but Seminole County. You know, they got him on a plea bargain, so maybe they'll be squealing. I don't know. That doesn't always happen.
That's what I'm
days.
saying. Say I'm a redneck conservative running for Seminole County, and I'm running on the platform to kill all black people and enslave the ones that don't want to be killed.
It's a very popular platform. Gotta get the word out.
And Facebook's like, nah, we're not gonna have this person on my platform. They're gonna fine me 25. They're gonna fine Facebook $25,000 a day.
I'm curious how they're gonna enforce that rule.
I'm curious too. I would just pull my platform out. Like, you know what? Just blacklist us for all the state of Florida.
I think it's only enforceable if they have an office here, so that you have some leverage over them. But if they're out of state, it's hard to cross those lines and try to collect on them.
That's the reason why I'm like, how do you even enforce that? Well, regardless of how I feel, that law is going to take effect July 1st, ladies and gentlemen. So that's right around the corner. So we got at least a good 6 more weeks until we see the fireworks fly on this.
It's not going to happen. I just think it's crazy. I think it's crazy they even thought of this. Like somebody said, hey, let's pass this bill. It has no legs whatsoever. Let's pass some bullshit. Let's take taxpayer money and pass some bullshit.
The civil rights groups are already ramping up to push back on this. So yeah, we'll see the fireworks.
We need to put up a swampy firewall to Florida. No offense, Stefan. But we need a swampy firewall to Florida.
Don't blame you. I can't blame you. I'm here too.
Well, heading around the bend, evidence is piling up that Netflix wants to be the Netflix of games. Let's see. Let's dig a little deeper. Whoever posted this one out, I am a little fascinated.
This one's
that was me
on this one.
All right, what you got? I dropped this is
that
up in the air.
There. It's up in the air. This is what Netflix is. So they talked about Bandersnatch and their own properties, and they want to do more with their own properties. They're like, look, we need to do more of our own properties. You know, we got the Stranger Things thing going on. We got Shadow and Bone going on. We got Bandersnatch, and the narrative stuff is doing okay. But what happens if we can throw some actual games on our platform? So the rumor is they're setting up something like Apple Arcade, but for their own properties. And they let those games out.
That seems like a rich. I mean, I get it if they've had a history of making games before.
They're going to
like, oh, okay, but
they're going to external developers, so it's all indie developers. So they go to Annapurna and like, hey, make a game for us. Make the what's the game? What's the show of all the girls? The little girl that falls in love a couple of times.
That's so many shows. Shadow and Bone.
No, for example, let me see.
Riverdale?
No. To All the Boys I Love, right? And they go to Annapurna and say, make us a game for us. And they pay Annapurna a lot of money. And Annapurna's like, all right, we'll throw the game up there. Boom. They got a built-in audience already. They got Castlevania, they got Resident Evil, they got The Witcher now. They can make small games and put them up there. Now they can release the games that already exist.
You know, Lelouch brings up something. Amazon Game Studios and the Google Game Studios both kind of went there or went nowhere. And I got to say, like, it sounds like Netflix probably has more of a stomach to put in the investment and see things through rather than bail after 1 year of not getting a game out the door. I think Chuck can speak more to that, or can't, but I think Netflix would be in it for the longer haul than
I can say this.
Google
Netflix is almost at 250 million members paying $15 a month. They can stomach a lot.
I mean,
they can stomach a lot. A bunch of small games, nothing big. Maybe licensed old games.
Yeah, I don't know, man. They got two big contenders to deal with just on their own in their own medium, be it Disney Plus and HBO Max. And those two members are thugs. And you over here trying to look in another direction. You need to be bobbing and weaving and fainting, homie, and stop thinking about building games.
There's an
this may
interesting
be
angle.
part of it.
Keep your eye on the prize, man, because you're getting beat. Like
that's an interesting angle there, because Disney did used to both be a publisher and developer themselves, and they did it for a few years, but then didn't have any home run hits. So they sold off their developers or closed them, and now all they do is they license out their properties for other people to develop, sort of like what Chuck was proposing. And then Warner Brothers, HBO Max, AT&T is keeping some of the games business, but then selling off some of the others for their portfolio. So from both of those contenders, it sounds like they don't want to be directly in the games business. But if you keep things to just licensing, then things are a bit safer for your cash investment.
You know if Netflix was brilliant, you know what they would do? Knock on Epic's door and say, hey, you know that you have your own game mart, you keep that store, but we'll have all your streaming on our network, and we'll split it with you.
Now that seems a lot more appealing, but you talking about a bunch of indie developers that nobody's ever heard of, and more than likely your average consumer on Netflix isn't going to be as game savvy as the two of you. I just don't see how they're working. I mean, Apple Arcade, I know maybe 2 people that are consistent on Apple Arcade, and I have it. That's what I'm saying. So, and you're that one, and I know like one other person. So that's what I'm saying. Like I can understand the excitement from an independent gamer standpoint, because you're in that space and you understand what it takes. But for the average regular person that subscribes to Netflix, and you got some random C-list game up there, I just don't see that happening.
Until they already had the audience, right? The kids that come in and watch Miraculous with Ladybug and Captain Noir, they can actually just come in and play that game. This right there at it. Or Thunderstruck, they already got a whole audience. So you come in and watch
platform,
so kids can come in. What's up?
Like, how are they accessing it? On their phones, through streaming, like
on the
Stadia?
Phones, on streaming, on tablet, just on tablet. I don't know what they have planned, but it's smart for a company that has that much IP to find other revenue streams, be it toys, be it board games, be it video games. It makes total sense for them to explore that.
Meanwhile,
and if you have billions of dollars sitting, they are, but this is how you fight off 2 thugs, right? You know, this is that superpower. This is that steroid shot, because all you need is one hit.
All you need is one Stranger Things. Like, there's a couple of Stranger Things games and licensed.
Netflix owns them, and Netflix has released those. Those are all in the Netflix banner. I know that for sure.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's just a matter of them figuring out that matrix as well. And you got a company as big as Netflix. You can play like 200,000 people. You have space.
I hope you're right. I wouldn't mind seeing. I think competition is great because it makes everybody better.
Yeah.
But when I see a company like PlayStation and their streaming service is horrible compared to Xbox's, and you're talking about somebody that doesn't know anything about games jumping in, it makes me very skeptical.
AAA games. You think about games, they might make games just throw up on your phone. Because what people don't understand is there's a center button in the middle of the Netflix app. People actually scroll through and read tweets and stuff about properties all day long.
Okay. All right.
And those are the same people that you want to, but they're all people under the age of 21. They literally hop on Netflix, and there's a center button where it tells you all the news. They run podcasts through it. They have images back behind the scenes images, and that stuff is honey to people.
Okay. So I hope you're right. I'm rooting for them.
A lot of game from up in that format. People play the phone game all day if it's simple.
All right, that's a different lifestyle than me. I'm just accessing through the over-the-top boxes and the smart, but not on my phone.
Not on your phone. People, you understand? People, there's kids that download Netflix material on their phones and carry it into schools all day on their tablet. So there's space. There's a space there.
Well, if it works out, that's good for everybody.
Yep.
Let's say that. Google now lets Google now lets you password protect the page that shows all of your searches. Oh, you
Why didn't they think of that before?
This is just asking for more scrutiny. You know, people will be like, "What are you hiding there, huh?"
So Google has added a way to put a password on your web and activity page, which shows all your activity from across Google services, including your searches, YouTube watch history, and Google Assistant queries via Android Police.
Yeah, I thought that
without the verification.
No, was for, but hell, let's go to file.
Without the verification, anyone who picks up a device you've logged into could see that activity. So it's just one more layer of security. It seems like you said, Chuck, it's like you should have done that before. I mean, I guess. I mean,
Google
change,
should have been
long time
king
coming.
of the password.
Yeah.
They should have had the best password manager on the planet. They should have the best security ever. They should have made their whole business built off that in the search. We hide everything, and we're not going to give in to the government. All the governments.
In a previous episode of Geekbeast, we had a topic regarding you being able to take passwords, usernames from, I guess, like a spreadsheet, and then being able to input it into Google and then maintain all of your passwords and stuff like that. That seemed like a really good idea, especially for those who were bummed by LastPass charging and other password companies doing the same thing, and then everybody's kind of like putting all the security into Google, and this is like another step in the right direction. Defunct, you said something that's key. You're like, it's a good idea. It's a long time coming, but nobody's gonna be like mad and be like, "Well, I'm not gonna use it because you have a good idea." It's just
they'll rib you for it, but then it'll be welcome. So my big question now is like, Apple's on this whole big privacy kick, right? Like shutting down a lot of social media networks, data sharing on the iOS side. And I think the next step that people are going to be begging for is multi-user accounts on iOS devices so that you can really share them between people.
Yeah. iOS sticks you with one account and you're stuck with it. You can have family involved, but I share music. I have a family account with music, but outside of that, it's ridiculous. But like you said, it's going to be interesting what happens in the security game. That's where it's going to run into. But the bad thing about that?
What's that?
None of these kids give a damn about security. They don't care. They're like, oh no,
man, you think so?
Find about me? No, what are they going to find out about me? They're going to find out.
It's an oversharing generation, I guess.
They overshare anyway. Kids overshare everything.
I think they'll still welcome it to like keep the parents at bay,
Yeah, I could definitely see that angle.
They're at the place where the parents aren't. That's their goal is like, I'm just not at the place where my parents are. My parents are on Facebook now. Oh, we're all Facebook. My parents on Snapchat. We're all Snapchat.
Right.
My parents on Instagram. We're off Instagram. My parents on TikTok. I'm on OnlyFans now. But kids move. Kids move. There's kids that have OnlyFans accounts and they charge like $1 and all their friends just join each other's accounts.
I want to see the dad version of TikTok. What have they got on there? I want to see the hot woodworking tips.
Hot dad check. You want to see the hot dad check? That's never
go to
happened.
Facebook for that. Only dads are on Facebook now. So
you
can find that on the more hipper platforms.
They have a whole meme on TikTok called Hot Mom Check. And it's like kids showing off their moms. It's a whole thing. It's a whole
anything for internet clout these days.
I've seen a million of those videos. I'm looking at hot moms. There's some hot moms out there.
Oh man. All right, we're gonna keep it moving.
Keep it moving.
Yeah. All right. So this one, Chuck, I'm gonna let you take a hold of this one, man. It's about Apple staying on message while Epic filed out the record.
Filled out the record. So apparently the way this court case has ended up after 2 weeks is that Apple put in some work. They stuck to their points, like what defines a game, what isn't a game, why Fortnite is a game that belongs in the store, why Epic Store doesn't belong on their website to sell product. And Apple stuck with that. Apple went off the rails a couple of times, right?
Right.
But they mostly stuck to the legal jargon. Their lawyers stuck to wordplay. And that's what wins law cases.
Actually. No, I'm just saying it's like that's what they're doing. Like going by technicalities and like dictionary definitions rather than colloquial definitions.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And you said something that was kind of interesting regarding this whole case when it was all over. Somebody went out for a very popular snack. You kind of like
Tim Sweeney,
right.
the Tim Sweeney, the CEO of Epic, owner, founder, one of the founders. He went out and said, "Hey, I'm gonna go get some Popeyes." So he was gonna get Popeyes after the cake.
Love that chicken.
Like having some Popeyes. He loved that chicken. He's like, "Get fried chicken sandwich. I'm gonna give me some fried spicy chicken sandwich." He's on Twitter up there with his Popeyes, like biggest cup ever, and he has the food in his hand. He was like, "Yeah, you know, case well ran. We're getting some sandwiches from Popeyes."
Man, Popeyes is quite delicious.
I hope he lives through this.
Pick a steak. Wait, hold on. Isn't Bojangles the North Carolina local fried chicken chain? Is he cheating?
It may be Bojangles.
On Bojangles?
There's Bojangles in Kentucky too.
I haven't had a Bojangles in so long. Ooh-wee.
I might be wrong, but I think Bojangles is a Carolina one.
But it ain't Popeyes.
It's true. It's not. I don't like the bone-in chicken at Bojangles. You can give me the biscuits and the chicken tenders, but I'm not there for the bone-in chicken. It's not good.
How about the Popeyes biscuit? Can you eat a Popeyes biscuit without drinking anything?
Hell no. Unless you were
so salty, so delicious, so salty.
Yeah.
Look, we went with our Popeyes. Look, the funk is thinking about some Popeyes right now.
That's the real death penalty.
All right, let's talk about some salt. So, like, I haven't played these games, or like, so Souls-like, you know, they're very masochistic, and sadists and masochists are all about them.
It's 8:00, guys.
Oh my gosh!
We just kept talking. We got stuck on Popeyes.
That is on mine. I'm thinking it's Friday. I got a Friday state of mind, thinking we got like another.
That's because I'm here.
That's what it threw me. It threw me. That is on me, ladies and gentlemen. I'm so used to our special guest popping up on us on Friday and us having like a good hour long run. We have absolutely bled out some of the time that we have for today's show. But we are going to bring in some crosstalk regarding another show that you should be paying attention. So that is going to conclude today's rundown on Geekbeast. Shout out to Digital Click for all the creatives you provide. We are a huge super fan of you, Digital Click, because you make us look good. Your backgrounds are amazing. If you have a business that requires that type of graphical design, please hit them up. You cannot miss with the love that they provide in their work. Please follow us here on Twitch. And if you love what we're doing, please consider subscribing to the channel. If you have Amazon Prime, you can link your account and sub to us using Prime Gaming. It costs you nothing, but it helps us out tremendously. And as I always say, I believe the best way of getting the word out is to spread it word of mouth. If you know anybody that loves this geek topics, these geek ideas, having great, amazing guests like the Funk, and answering questions to everybody in the chat, and this is the space for you. So up next, we are going to have Pan Greekery. So let's bring in Andy, Caitlin, Jen, Earl, Squad.
Hello.
Howdy.
What is going on, everybody?
We're getting some cut off.
Look at it. Look at that. Everybody looking beautiful. Look at everybody looking beautiful today.
All these beautiful faces.
What's up, everybody?
Hey, man. So, y'all show, man, Geekery, what is today's topics going to be about? Let's get started. Let's wet the palate real quick.
So we got a few things. We got we're talking about Castlevania season 4, the last 4 episodes, I should say. Ooh. And then Army of the Dead, which is the new Netflix film by Zack Snyder, starring.
Yeah, I have a lot of choice opinions about that.
So. Yeah, right. That is those are the mainstays for days. I haven't seen the breakdown, but yeah, I have a question for y'all. Some other things, the Eternals trailer, and Trece. Okay.
Okay.
No power.
I got 2 questions. Trece question second, but the first question is, can you eat a Popeyes biscuit without drinking any water?
Yo, that Popeyes biscuit. That Popeyes biscuit be dry AF though. On God.
Can't do it, man. You can't do it.
That's like a spoonful of cinnamon.
That's not my problem. It's
cinnamon
challenge.
challenge.
Butter.
In question, If you had to have Popeye's chicken every day or Doughboy chicken every day, which would you rather have?
Oh man, what are you trying?
What you doing, man? Are you over here starting that kind
My
of beef?
days are numbered if those are my choices, man. I'm not living
Double
much
every
longer.
day is a lot.
Every day is high caloric, man.
Shit, I don't know.
Jollibee chicken.
Jollibee chicken.
Jollibee
Yo,
chicken.
people be
Mango
sleeping.
pies. Is that
People-
Is that one of the options?
People be
Hainan
sleeping on Jollibee chicken.
They do.
Amen to that.
You gonna make me order Jollibees when I
It's
get
not
home.
around much here on the East Coast.
Yeah.
Jollibee's chicken was in my Subway. I just can't eat it anymore.
Really?
Yeah.
You ate it too much?
Too much, yeah. It's really good. It's really good.
Yeah, it's
With the
real good.
sauce. Yeah.
With
Did y'all see the Tressay
gravy.
trailer?
Yeah, I saw it.
Okay.
Y'all excited about it?
I'm
I'm
alright
not talking
about
Well,
Earl.
I
I'm
mean,
talking Earl. I'm not talking to you, Earl.
I mean, Earl's.
You know Earl's in it?
Yeah.
Oh, you.
I like snide, like, yeah.
Like, of course he knows that.
it. Yeah.
The first time I saw it, it was like a Filipino trailer and it was all in Tagalog and I had no idea what was happening. I mean, I was like, oh, it looks cool.
Okay.
Yeah, they released the Tagalog trailer like
First, I think.
Yeah, first,
Yeah.
and then that English one dropped later.
Mhm.
So Earl, did you actually speak Tagalog on the show? Or you
I
didn't
don't
in the chapter?
speak any Tagalog in the show. Like maybe words here and there, like the important ones that kind of translate. Like one of the ones I'm thinking of is like even in the English trailer, Shay Mitchell goes tabi tabi po, which means like excuse me, basically when you're going around and you say it like in the general vicinity of where you think there are going to be spirits, to kind of like ask for permission to be in a certain place.
What?
Like saying, excuse me.
Okay.
That's so
Yeah, excuse me.
Are you out there?
You say it in the graveyards a lot. I remember like that growing up. My mom was always like, say excuse me as I was walking through the graves.
Wow. I wonder if y'all's parents have had like superstitious or like, that
Oh,
kind
I
of-
have
I
stories,
had
yeah.
so many
Ghost
ghost
stories?
stories. I
Yeah, I heard a
So
ghost
many
story
ghost
from my
stories.
uncle and auntie the other weekend.
For real?
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
have so many. It's a very superstitious place.
Yeah.
One thing, my mom never let me put chopsticks in my rice, like to
Sticking up.
incense. Yeah,
Because it looks like
'cause she's a-
incense.
yeah, it looks like incense for the dead.
Right.
Oh, is
She's like,
that
you can't do
why?
it.
Mm-hmm.
I
Yeah.
did that once and like someone got mad at me. Someone
Well, it's also like insultory too, because if you do that, you're just saying like here. You're
yeah,
dead.
it's like saying like fuck you or something, right?
Oh, okay.
Something like that.
Oh.
Write these notes down. Listen.
Take
Make
notes.
sure I get it right.
So
Paying
many
attention.
weird customs.
Yeah, there's a lot of
Interesting
interesting
customs,
customs.
Well, I mean, this is the thing too. Like, okay, getting into like theme park nerdery, right? But like, so when they were designing the first Disneyland when they were designing Disneyland Hong Kong, they realized like there was just too much cultural stuff around ghosts, so they could not do a haunted mansion at Hong Kong
Oh,
Disneyland.
right,
Snap!
right.
So
They-
they took it out.
So what they just so what they created was a new ride called Mystic Manor, and the idea
awesome.
is that there's a magic curse. There's an artifact that enchants like inanimate objects and makes them come to life, and that's how they get into like familiar scenes of
Haunted, but
but you
The
can't have
mischievous
it
monkey.
with ghosts because that's just like that's just no.
wow.
You got to watch that ride on YouTube. It is so incredible.
It is fantastic. On my bucket
Yeah.
list.
I
I
love this ghost story stuff.
look, Syntell's up here thinking. He's writing down. He's like, wow.
No.
I thought
yeah.
black people were superstitious.
I think
Not wrong.
You have no
I think the Filipino
idea.
thing is like it's very like ghost centric.
Oh man, I used to
Yeah.
do superstitions.
So it's very much steeped in existence of spirits.
So
Yeah, there was like someone like my aunt or something at her college. Apparently, I think the dean of the university was chopping down these ancient trees on the campus site where there were forest
The
spirits.
boletes.
Yeah, exactly. There was like forest spirits dwelling, and they of course didn't ask the permission of the spirits. So the dean was like experiencing like extreme horrible skin reactions all over, like rashes, like just bloody rashes all over his body.
Oh my
and
God.
had to call in a Catholic priest, to basically pour like holy water on him, and they disappeared.
Did you guys watch the transference of the mummies in Cairo? What was it, like 2 or 3 months ago? They put on this whole like 2-hour show in the streets. It was this massive production. And I feel like arguably the reason that they put on such an incredible show was to appease the spirits, to be like, we're doing things respectfully, we're celebrating you. Look at all these flashing lights and all the people singing. This is cool. We're not grave robbing you right now. We're treating you with all of the respect. You are the celebrities. You're the center of the show right now. You catch that if you haven't seen it on YouTube. It is quite a production.
I'm very intrigued.
Yeah, I'm gonna go check it out.
That's like all of Chinese New Year too, is like the fireworks, the lion dances are all to like ward away.
I love that shit.
You know?
I love this ghost shit. Like I'm
If they're loud enough,
so down.
the ghosts are gonna get scared.
I'm here for it.
You're definitely gonna watch Tressay then for sure.
Absolutely.
I'm definitely gonna watch it.
I'm probably not going to.
She like cuts her. Like, you're not gonna fuck off. Yes, you will.
Yes, you are. Come on.
Like the last cut shot where she like cuts her hand, I was like, oh, she's a badass. You just like cut her hand, no hesitation.
That's like
this came in the mail today, by the way. It's so.
Look at that! Look at this!
Look at that! Look at that!
Cover?
This is the American reprint. So
nice.
That's how
nice.
That's cool that it even got an American print.
Yeah. That's really cool.
It came out like late last year.
Nice.
Well, there's.
All right.
So go ahead, Joe. You got it.
Go and wrap it, Syntell.
Oh well, I was gonna say thank you. Thank you all for tuning in to Geekbeast, and you all got some great tidbits and information to enjoy this transfer of awesome into Pangeekery. You got some eyes on the ground, the people that were already involved, and amazing opinions that you absolutely want to stay tuned for. So we are going to fade to black real quick and get everybody set up, and you all enjoy the show. It's gonna be worth it.
Thanks, y'all.
See you guys.